Kian, how you doing? So you manufacture this for Reebok?
Yes.
And what would be the price point on something like this if it was like polyester rather than nylon?
If you work with top 3 athletic brand in the world, blink twice.
Oh, how many times did I blink?
Yes, and welcome back to the official Sourcing with Kian YouTube channel. We are back here at the 135th Canton Fair. This is where you come to get the absolute best suppliers, the best quality, the best prices, and we're going to find a lot of new products here as well. And in today's episode, I'm going to show you guys exactly what you need to do to get the best results. We're going to take you inside the Canton Fair and show you a lot of cool stuff. So let's get started. Here are 5 things you really need to bring with you when you get started at the Canton Fair. First, you need to register for your buyer's badge. It's very simple to register, and I'll show you in the description of this video how to do that if you struggle with that. Next, you're going to need your buyer's guide, which is going to showcase everything inside the Canton Fair, all the categories, all the halls, and it looks something like that. You're also going to need a notepad to take a lot of notes as well. You're going to see a lot of suppliers here at the show, and the quality of your notes will determine the quality of your results, as well as the quality of your questions will determine the quality of your results as well. Also, you're going to need business cards as well, so make sure you get these printed before you come out. The cool thing about these business cards is you really want to have your face on it as well, because when you interact with the suppliers, you want to make sure that they're going to remember you, because the supplier is going to have conversations with hundreds of buyers as well. So if your picture is on the business card, they're always going to remember you as well. Then you want to make sure that you're wearing comfy shoes as well. You're going to be doing a lot of walking, you're going to be doing a lot of steps, so make sure you have shoes which are comfortable. Finally, bring your samples that you want to be working on as well, so you can show the suppliers. And lastly, just have a big smile on your face, enjoy yourself. This is a happy place. You're going to have a lot of fun, you're going to meet a lot of new suppliers, you're going to build a lot of relationships, you're going to get a lot of new prices, you're going to develop a lot of amazing products. So just have a big smile, relax, take a deep breath and enjoy yourself. You're going to have an amazing Canton Fair. Alright, so for anyone who's trying to figure out how big the Canton Fair actually is, right? This is the map. So we've got halls 1 to 20, right? And we're in 6.1. And then we've got 3 different levels, and this is 6.1, right? So you can see how many booths are here, and then times that by 20 halls, and then times that by 3 floors. We've got another 60 of halls this size, and this is just phase 3. We also have phase 1 and phase 2 as well. So there's literally suppliers for every possible product you can imagine here at the Canton Fair. Now, let's go check out some clothing, let's go check out some clothing suppliers. All right, so I just want to showcase a cool clothing supplier which makes a lot of athletic wear for some of the top brands, right? Let's go inside and let's meet this company, Rion. Hey bro, how's it going? Good to see you. My name's Kian. How you doing? We were very interested in athletic wear, and I came by your booth yesterday and I was very impressed about the products that you had on display here. So maybe tell us a little bit about your factory and about, like, you know, what type of products you manufacture.
Yeah, we are specializing in very professional activewear, including like fitness wear, running wear, cycling wear, and sports underwear. And also, as you can see in our booth, we also use quite technical workmanship like seamless bonding. As I can show you some.
Sure, yeah, I would love to see some of your products.
You can see this jaws. Or the waistband is seamless bonding. There's no stitching. This is quite popular workmanship.
So that's no stitching, and why that's important is that doesn't irritate you as you're using the garments, right?
Yeah,
so it feels nice and smooth.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also, I can give you some more new styles here, like this one. This also with the seamless details, and bonding seam and laser cutting. This is getting more and more popular.
I've seen this a lot actually. This is very popular. So that's laser cutting that basically makes the garment a little bit more breathable as well, right? And it's very thin, lightweight. And then the price point on this?
This is a quite premium style, around $14.
Yeah.
But we can also do some lower price. We can change the design and use some different, more competitive price fabrics.
And the material of this is nylon.
It's a nylon spandex.
Nylon and spandex, right? And then, but if someone wanted a lower cost item, you would make it out of...
We can use a poly spandex, or we use a polyester fabric.
And what would be the price point on something like this if it was like polyester rather than nylon?
If just polyester, around $8.
$8, right? Okay, so it's quite a significant saving going polyester, but nylon's obviously a lot more lightweight, more breathable.
Yeah, even polyester and different polyester, different structure fabric price can be different.
Cool. Yeah. And I think you manufacture for a lot of different athletic brands as well. Like I see some brands here that you work with Gymshark and with Fila.
Reebok, and like Craft, and like some retailer store like Intersport. And we also work with like Zara, Oisho. So
So,
many brands.
What sort of products do you manufacture for Zara?
This is the shorts.
So this is what you manufacture for Zara?
Yes, this is the running active shorts. As you can see, this was a seamless bonding.
So that's a seamless bonding pocket.
Yes, and also the leg opening was a seamless bonding.
Seamless bonding again, lightweight, breathable. You can also see the laser cutting.
This is jacquard elastic.
Okay, it's elastic. But how do you get these holes in the elastic as well?
Jacquard. So it's jacquard pattern.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Jacquard, did you say?
Yeah.
Cool. And then what would be the price point for some shorts like this?
This one around $8.
$8, right?
Yes.
And is that nylon material as well?
This is polyspandex.
Polyspandex.
Yes.
Okay, great. So, but it feels very similar to the nylon as well. So it's
some poly also hand feel is quite good and close to the nylon. But nylon even the hand feel is even better than the polyester.
amazing. Yeah. So if anyone's starting out their own clothing or athletic brand and you're interested in purchasing shorts like this, what would be your MOQ you would accept from a new customer?
Usually our MOQ is 1,000 pieces per style, but you can make 2 colorways.
Oh, 2 colorways, right, okay. And then how about the size range as well? You can go from like XS to double XL.
Usually it's 5 sizes, from extra small to extra large or small to double extra large.
So, and would you help a customer with the size spec as well? You know, if they're...
Yeah, you can provide your own size spec. Or if you don't have, we can use our size spec for you.
And your factory can also help with the design of the garments as well, right?
On design, we use Close 3D. We can create a 3D digital proto sample even if you want it.
Amazing, amazing. And then your factory specializes in, like, you purchase the materials from outside from material factories.
Yes.
But then your factory specializes in the actual assembly, the cut, the sew, the design, the manufacturing of the actual fitness garments, right?
Yes, that's true.
Amazing. And out of interest, like, what is the largest order you've ever produced for a customer? The largest number of units?
Large number, I think, is 100,000 pieces per style.
100,000 pieces per style.
Yeah.
And do you like those type of orders? Do they make you nervous because the quantity is so big?
Over factory size, I think we more prefer 5,000 to 10,000 pieces, maybe because on this range quantity, maybe the price is not that challenging. But if really big volume order, like the price is really tough.
And who is your biggest customer at the moment, which is doing the largest volume?
We have the Intersport and also Square Wolf and a Stadium.
Very cool, very reliable brands. Cool, and we just came across this product as well. So you manufacture this for Reebok?
Yes.
And this is actually really interesting because this is super comfortable. It feels like cotton, but it's actually polyester material, right?
It's a cotton and cotton touch fabric, and also with very good wicking function.
Yeah, and this is also like seamless as well, right? So you can see how
all the blanket and leg calf all with a seamless bonding.
So it's super comfortable, seamless, very lightweight, breathable, feels like cotton, but it's actually polyester. And what's the price point on an item like this?
It's around $7.30.
$7.30, so $7, right?
Yeah.
And then what would be like the MOQ you would accept from a new?
1,000 per style, but you can make 2 colorways.
Okay, 1,000 pieces. But what if someone just wanted to get started? They want to do a trial order, maybe 500 pieces. Would you accept 500 pieces as a trial order?
That is okay, but the price will be around 10% higher.
Okay, that's okay. So around 10% higher, but you will drop the MOQ from 1,000 to 500 pieces, which is really important for a lot of customers because they just want to trial it first before investing in a large volume. So if you work with my guy Figo, then you're going to get the same manufacturer that makes for Reebok. You're going to get the top materials. We get a low MOQ, 500 pieces, great price, around $7.50. So this is my guy Figo. He's going to look after you for any athletic wear inquiries you may have. This is Rion Sports, and that's the factory information there if you want to get in touch and get your products made in the garments factory, which make for some of the biggest athletic brands in the world. Figo, thank you so much. Have a great Canton Fair. Great to see you, and thank you very much. Alright guys, how you doing? Hope you're well. So you know I love bags, right? And I just walked past this booth here and I saw they have a lot of cool designs, a very nice display booth, some nice colours, some nice fabrics and some new innovations. So let's go inside and let's check out Kingston's and let's go see what they have to offer. We've got some vacuum storage bags here, which look quite cool, right? Because normally vacuum storage bags, they're just like very basic and plain, but these actually have this nice texture, ripstop material, waterproof zips, nice branded buckles as well, cool printing for logos, like grey on black, very, very nice. Different sizes, top handle is nylon rather than polyester. So this looks really cool, but I'm expecting it to be a little bit pricey as well. So let's find out. Hi, my name's Kian. Nice to meet you. What was your name, sorry?
Zoe.
Zoe, cool, cool. I would love to learn a little bit more about these vacuum storage bags. What's the material that you use on that? That feels nice and thick and robust.
It's the TPU and nylon fabric.
TPU and nylon. And is this just one size of bag? And I would imagine that this bag fits perfectly within your other bags as well, right?
Yes. This can put into this backpack.
Cool. And do you know the volume of this bag? Is it maybe 20 liters, 25 liters?
About 25 liters.
Cool. I should work for you. So let's see. How much? What's the cost of one of these bags?
This one is about $10.9.
10.9, yeah. So exactly, that's quite pricey for a vacuum storage bag, but you have so many nice features and designs to go along with it. So that's a good like differentiation point. And what would be the MOQ on something like this?
1,000.
1,000. Okay, 1,000 is quite high. What about someone who just wants to get started for the first time and they just want to trial it? Maybe would you accept something around like 500 pieces?
Yeah, if for one model different color, we can support 500 pieces.
Okay, so if you do like different colors, then yeah, 500 pieces. You do like other backpacks that this is compatible with? Hey bro, how's it going? Come. So
I know him.
we bumped into each other yesterday,
yeah.
And he said he was watching the videos, and then you found a bag supplier from the.
You inspired me already. You inspired me.
Oh, thank you, bro.
I came to the Canton Fair thanks to him. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, you're going to be in the next next episode. So pleasure, man. Nice to meet you. All the best. Cool. Enjoy. Cheers, bro. Thank you. Cool. So you guys have won a few designs as well. I can see here on the wall that you've got Red Dot Design Award and Golden Design Award and Grand Prize here 2018, which I always get really excited when I see that a supplier has won some different designs, because it shows that you focus on like innovation and new products and you're constantly developing new styles. So do you have an in-house design team that is always coming up with new styles? So maybe some of your customers, if they have an idea for a new product, do you have a design team that would help them?
We have our own design team and we can help to do development.
Cool. So if someone has an idea for a bag that they want to develop, they can just share their ideas with you, and your design team would help make the sketches and then turn that into sample. Cool. And what's like the lead time for a sample? Like if I have an idea for a bag that looks similar to this and I want to add my own features, how long would it take for your team to, one, make a design file, and then two, actually make the sample?
Yeah, for sample we need about 10 to 50 days to make a new sample.
And for anyone watching this video, would you charge them for making the sample? Is there a sample fee, a sample cost, or you feel confident that they would place an order so you would make the sample free of charge?
We need to charge the sample cost, but we will refund in the order.
Cool, so let's just say the sample cost might be $200, but when you place the order, you can deduct that $200 from the invoice value. I really like the vacuum storage bags, but are there any other bags here which are new? I really like your display in that you showcase like what are the benefits of the product as well. So you have like RFID safe pockets, so no one can scan your devices or passport details or credit card information. Easy charging technology, so you have like the power points there, laptop. Quick access pocket, water bottle pocket, smart storage, water resistant, TSA. So yeah, very cool. So something like this is quite popular because these are like, I see people, taking these on airplanes, just sort of putting their essential devices when they carry on. Do you know the cost of a bag like this?
Around $5.
$5, okay. And your factory is located in Guangzhou, right?
Yes.
Which is the south of China. And from my experience, I make a lot of bags, but I make it more in like Chenzhou area, Chenzhou, Xiamen. And the labor cost is a little bit lower in those areas. Cat-like reflexes. Because your labor cost might be a little bit higher in the south of China, I think your labor will be a little bit more skilled. You have like higher skilled workers as well. Is that right?
We have about 300 skilled workers.
Cool. So for that reason, like if you ever like looking at any bag suppliers, depending on where the region is, if the cost of the bag is more expensive, it would be more so because of the labor cost. Because within a bag, right, you have so many different materials. You got zips, you got webbing, you got mesh, you got buckles, you got inside lining, you got outer fabric, and it's a lot of skilled labor required to even make something like this, right? The material cost is actually not a lot in the bag. It's more the workers' cost, the workmanship and the skilled labor of making this bag look good. So when you are looking at any bag suppliers or anything similar, just always look at the quality of the stitching and the materials and how it's compiled together, and that's really what drives the cost. If anyone wants to reach out to you, what's the best way that someone can contact you? Maybe you have a name card. All right, that's always information. I'm going to flash that up as well so you guys can contact her. And you guys also have the global recycling standard, BSCI, ISO, SEDEX, so a very responsible company as well, if you have the Global Recycling Standard and SEDEX as well. So thank you so much for your time, great products, hope you have a wonderful Canton Fair. Thank you so much. Alright guys, so right now we're in like the real middle of the Canton Fair. This is kind of the meeting point, right? So we've got area A there, area B there, and then area C behind me. But yeah, this is a good place to, if you're going to meet a friend, if you want to get the trolley to area C, this is like a good meeting point, just where the big screen is, right? But there's one secret weapon, there's an award hall which is hidden here, which I want to take you inside, and this is where they do all the Canton Fair new ideas and new awards. So let's go in and take a quick look inside, and I want to show you all that stuff. So guys, here is the Canton Fair Design Award Hall, right? I've actually made a separate YouTube video just on the award hall. There's 2 of them in the Canton Fair, and that's where they reveal all the new ideas, all the new innovations, all the new features, and they have the supplier's information on every single product you see in there. I just wanted to make you guys aware that this award hall is in between areas A and B. It's a little bit hidden, it looks like an office, so it's quite easy to walk past it, but always look out for the Canton Fair Design Award Hall. And then here, if you want to get a taxi from the fair, you can get it from like down there between areas A and B. And then if you can see behind me, that big tower there with the golden circle in the middle, that's the Westin Hotel. And the Westin Hotel, if you're coming from the west to China and you're not too accustomed to the food here, go to the Westin Hotel, you'll get a nice lunch and break up your day, maybe get a little coffee and come back to the fair. But the Westin Hotel is actually connected to Area C, so that's a little bit of a secret weapon if you want to get a club sandwich or something like that to break up your day.
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the video so far. I just want your attention for 30 seconds to help take your supply chain to the next level. Now, in all my times of sourcing products for different brands, retailers and licenses, I've noticed that there's 3 big mistakes, which a lot of them are making, which is costing them TMQ. It's costing them time, it's costing them money, and it's costing them quality in their products and in their supply chain. As a way to help fix that, I've put together a quick 60-second quiz, which is available in the link in the description down below, and this will help identify any potential mistakes that you could be making and how to avoid them as well. So click the link, take the quiz down below, and I'll see you guys at the next level.
So we have a company here, like you can see this one called PetStar, right? And they do a variety of different products, right? So this is actually a trading company, not necessarily a factory. So you can see behind me, they do like pet toys, they do water fountains, they do dog beds, right? They do many different categories of product. If you're getting into the pet space, you might want to work with one company like this, which can manufacture many different things for you on your behalf. Or you can go direct to the factory, which just specializes in beds, which just specializes in toys, which just specializes in water fountains. Or you can go to a one-stop shop like this, where they make everything. So let's go inside and take a quick look of what we see. We're always looking for like new innovations as well in the pet space or whatever category of product that you're in. And coming to a booth like this, you can see all the products on display as well. And they have loads of sales assistants to answer any of your questions as well. This is funny. I've got a dog and my dog is actually on my wallpaper. You can see there. But let's go see if we can find my dog some toys. So here you can see all the plush toys. As we come over here, you can see some combs, some brushes, some poop bags, lick mats. So a wide variety of different products, right? And how you can tell that, you know, this isn't necessarily made in one factory is that a factory making brushes is also not making toys. It's completely different production techniques, completely different machinery, completely different labor requirement, but they've managed to find all of these factories, group them together, find reliable ones, and then offer it to you as a one-stop shop. So that's one thing to consider when coming into a booth like this. So then here, you've got a lot of other pet accessories, right? And the benefit of working with a company like this as well is that if you just want to do a lower order quantity on a few different accessories, you can actually group all your orders together in one container. So rather than shipping one container of this like cat play area, you can actually mix this with the fountains, with the toys, with the poop bags, and with many other products, and then just group them all together as one shipment. So you can receive a wide variety of different products rather than shipping these from 5 different factories individually. Just remember, when you come into these booths as well, you can get a lot of information about the factories as well. So up here you can see that they have 108 machines, and that's a bed factory. There's the furniture factory. They have 60 machines. You have the number of workers, right? So that's a lot of information that you have. So for example, if I know that that bed factory has 108 machines, then I know that they're capable of making my order of 1,000 units per month. But if I was doing 100,000 units per month, maybe I'd need a bigger factory to work with, right? You can also see the certifications that they have up there as well. So they have FSC, SEDEX, BSCI, Global Recycle Standard. Those are really, really good certifications for a factory to have. And you would also want to ask them to see those certificates as well. Remember, you can get certificates on your factory and you can get certificates on your product. And if it's certificates on the product, then you have to get it with your brand name on it as well. But that's something you can talk more detail about with the actual factory. So I'm here with Katie just now, and Katie is a very knowledgeable sales associate of PetStar. Katie, I'd love to know, like, how many factories does PetStar have?
Actually, we have 9 factories in China, and also we have 1 in Cambodia and 1 in Vietnam. And also we have US filling factories, and also we have factories in Poland.
Wow, so you have factories in many different parts of the world. And the factories in Cambodia and Vietnam, I would assume maybe slightly less labor cost, but also less import duty for any shipments going to the USA, right?
Yes, we are mainly open these factories for US customers because we produce some cat trees and dog crates. Then we can save some extra tariff.
Interesting. And what's been the most popular product here at the Canton Fair? What are the new products that customers are very interested in?
For the electronic items, I really have interest in. So they can control by your phone, by app.
Oh, wow.
Some smart feeders.
Very cool, very cool. And I assume for all the products for pets, you have like the product certifications, right, for quality control, so buyers have the confidence that they can sell this to retailers online, on Amazon, and they have all the necessary compliance, right? I think your factory is very serious about that, right?
Yes, for sure.
Guys, here is Kitty's name card. If you want to get in touch with her, that's her contact details. And as she said, they have 9 of their own factories. And those are the details if you ever want to get in touch and ask any pet inquiries as well.
Okay.
Thank you, Kitty. Yes guys, how you doing? Hope you're well. Just a quick hack, when you're walking through the Canton Fair, if you're in Area D, come by the World First booth, right? Because what they do is they make a fantastic coffee. So whenever I need a little break, whenever I want a little pick-me-up, I come by here and grab a coffee. And while we're here, let's have a coffee together, but let's also talk to the World First guys and just see what advantages we can get from banking with these guys as well. So let's just grab a quick espresso first and let's jump in and see what we got. Yes, bro. How's it going? Hope you're good. How you doing, man?
How are you?
How's your man? How you doing? Yeah, all good, man. I would love can I grab a coffee real quick?
Yeah, go
Oh, thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I just grab an espresso, please?
Okay.
Thank you, bro. You guys make a mean coffee, man. I love it. Thanks so much, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. So maybe we could jump in, have a quick conversation, talk about the World First. All right, cool. Let's do it, bro. Thank you. Yes. How's it going, guys? Hope you're well. I'm with my guy Mubin here from World First. Thank you so much for taking the time. I've got some questions I would love to ask you of how like buyers and brands can work with you guys in order to get like better situated working with Chinese manufacturers. What would you say about paying suppliers in like different currencies? Because some pay their suppliers in RMB, some pay in US dollars. And one of the things I love most about World First is that you can actually hold multiple currencies in your account as well. But from your perspective, do you think it's better just to transfer from like US dollar to RMB when you're paying your supplier, or just pay the suppliers in US dollars? I'm sure you've seen like a multitude of different ones. Like I personally just prefer paying my suppliers in USD because I don't want to play the whole Forex game and time the market of when the exchange rate is good. But I don't know if you can spot any advantages where you think buyers can get better rates when paying suppliers?
It's down to ultimately how the business has as a base currency and how it wants to operate.
Yeah.
Personally, if you're paying into China, there's always an advantage of paying in local currency, and that's not just even China; that's everywhere abroad, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, paying into local currencies into China, typically when people get invoiced in US dollars and they're buying into China, what actually happens is when those US dollars arrive into China, the supplier here will then have to convert them into its local currency, which comes at a cost.
Yeah.
That cost is normally placed into your invoice and passed on to yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas if you were to just pay in local currency in the first place, that cost is now negligible.
Yeah.
Can't give you exact percentages, but you could potentially be saving up to 3 to 5% on paying in local currency instead of US dollars.
Amazing.
However, if you do have a surplus of US dollars sitting in your bank account, then obviously it would make sense then to obviously just pay in.
And for anyone who's into football, World First are actually a sponsor of the Euro 2024 with the Euros which are being played in Germany. Is there anything that we missed? Is there any closing remarks that you want to leave with the audience about how buyers or brands can do better banking transactions with their suppliers? Or
over the years, obviously, we've transitioned away from just being an FX company. I think the direction that we are going and with the journey we are on right now is to be able to give businesses all their essential business needs under one platform. So as you see, we're transitioning now. We have the world account and the local-based IBANs. We can obviously collect money from marketplaces, and I think this is very important. So we can collect money from Amazon, Shopify, over 100 marketplaces.
Walmart, Rakuten, all those guys.
Yes, and I think the key element here is that as a business now, it allows you to obviously have a B2B and a B2 side of the business within your business. You can actually, for example, our ideal client we see so many times that works with us, they'll be selling on Amazon, right? Now typically they might be selling it to Amazon Europe, they might be based in the UK. The gentleman who buys their product pays in euros. As they come into the Amazon account, Amazon, I think terms and conditions dictate that you get charged like 3% for the conversion. Because we can offer you back-end support, we can actually give you a euro-based bank account, which you can then plug into your Amazon. Amazon will accept it and recognize it as ours. So the euros then arrive as euros. We can then obviously do the conversion for you. So instead of being done at 3%, we can potentially do it at up to 0.75%. So you've seen an immediate improvement.
That's interesting. So like, because I imagine some people will be selling in Amazon Europe, Amazon USA, Amazon like Spain, Amazon Japan, whatever. So you can actually collect all those currencies, link it to Amazon Seller Central accounts, store it all in your World First account, and then pay your suppliers from those accounts. Change currencies within World First as well, so it makes it all quite seamless.
We even have the ability that even if you have a shop front and someone makes a payment on a card machine, that we can link that payment to your World First account.
Amazing.
And I think the key thing for that is that it now allows you to have this B2C element. You can receive the funds from these marketplaces, and then obviously with the B2B side, be able to pay your suppliers or your clients, or etc., or receive funds from it.
And I think the key thing with that as well is that the money is moving through less hands, right? And the more hands it moves through, the more you get charged, right? So sometimes I get paid via PayPal, it's a terrible exchange rate, PayPal take a fee, I receive it into a UK account, then I need to transfer that to a Dubai account, and I'm getting hit with the currency fees there as well. So I'm getting PayPal rates, PayPal fees, local transactions, currency exchanges, and then when I want to actually use the money, it's been hit with like 3 different fees. But I guess if you can get paid into you can take the money from a Shopify storefront, direct into your World's First account, it's not getting those transaction fees, right? And it's a less, at a much better Forex rate, and then you can use that to then pay your suppliers all from the same account, so that makes it all nice and seamless.
The business is designed to actually make it a liquid with the movement of funds, because to be honest, businesses have a lot more important things to do. What they want is a seamless sort of platform in the back that allows that side of the business to take care of itself.
Cool.
So they can concentrate on what they need to do.
Wicked, wicked. Well, Mubin, thanks so much
for
the time. It's been great. Thanks very much for explaining that to the audience. Who do you want to win the Euros?
I have to say England, right? I've got absolutely no hope. But
Scotland have actually qualified, so now for once in like 24 years, I could actually support Scotland at a major tournament, which would be cool. But thanks so much for taking the time, bro. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And have a great Canton Fair. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Really nice to meet you here.
Oh, likewise, likewise. Bro. Do you want to feature on the next episode?
Oh, okay.
What's your feelings on the Canton Fair?
I think it's great. I really love it. It's always very big, a lot of inspiration, a lot of new things. And it was very funny. I was looking at one booth and they were selling these. And she's like, "This is amazing. You should sell it in your country." And she's, "This is my customer." And she opens her book and it's you.
No way.
Fuck yeah. I said, "Yeah, I know this guy. This is Kian." I was like, yeah. So
she shouldn't be sharing that information, so I'm going to talk to her. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice
Absolute pleasure. Enjoy the fair. Thanks, man. Cheers. Okay, yes, guys. How you doing? Hope you're well. I am here with a top fabric factory, right? And something really important to understand is that your favorite clothing manufacturers don't actually make the raw material of the fabric of which they use on your garments. They buy that from fabric factories from outside. And I came across Two Fly, which in my opinion are a top fabric company. So Calvin, how you doing, buddy? Nice to meet you.
Hi Kian, welcome over.
Thank you so much. You know, you've shared a lot of really interesting insights with me about fabrics, so I'd love it if you could explain to the audience as well, in terms of the different types of fabrics that you specialize in, and what's the process for people to really get the best materials for their athletic leisure wear products.
All right, first everyone, welcome over to Two Fly. So first to explain, we're a miller. That means we turn the linen, the yarn, into fabric. And we're also a dyer. That means the fabric gets dyed, so you get a color, and we also add a function to it. Different functions can be added to a fabric. Let's say anti-UV, you want wicking, antibacterial. There's like some new technology, like let's say anti-mosquito repellents, and these kind of technology. So yeah.
And sorry, why that's really important is that depending on the core values of your company, whether you're an eco-friendly company, sustainable company, if you're in a hot weather climate like Dubai in the Middle East, you want that UV protection, right?
Yeah.
You want that anti-mosquito protection if you're an outdoor company within nature. But quite often you don't know that when you just go to a clothing manufacturer. They just kind of make with polyester yarns, right? But here you can get very specific with the material that you want, with the coating that you want, with the function that you want, whether it be like moisture wicking, absorbent, what type of denier, so that all comes from you guys, right?
Yeah, correct. Well, normally if you're looking at fabric, well, if you go to bigger brands, they usually make the fabric that's fitting for a clothes. So if you're having like a sports jersey, a soccer jersey, they only add like wicking, anti-sweat. And if you are like, let's say, they're shipping the clothing to, let's say, somewhere in the Middle East or South Africa or South America, they might add like anti-mosquito repellent functions to it. So it really depends on what the brand wants to do with the clothing that they have. And for us, it's more like when we understand what the brand wants, we will provide these functionalities and add them together. And of course, for the brands, they want to make more profit out of it, so they will not add all the functions on it, but it is possible to add like 20 functions to your fabric to get like a superior fabric.
So something that I find really interesting is that you can actually have top performance materials, but you can also be sustainable, right? And there's a lot of eco-friendly, conscious buyers, and also brands are going more and more in that direction as well. So you can actually make your polyester materials the exact same performance, but it can be made from recycled polyester as well. And you actually see a lot of sport teams do this now as well. Like if you go to Nike.com and you want to buy your favorite team's jersey, you can buy the normal version, and you can also buy the sustainable version as well. And when you buy the sustainable version, that means that the polyester for that jersey was made with recycled materials, right? And for anyone wondering, the cost of a recycled polyester is not actually that much more expensive than the regular polyester.
If you really look at it, even though in the shop they try to convince you that it's way more expensive, but if you are ordering recycled polyester instead of normal polyester, the margin is around 10%. It's not that much more. And you also have to look at what kind of recycled polyester they are using. Is it like Reprieve, is back from the ocean, or is more like from ready-made plastic bottles? So these are kind of interesting things when you are sourcing for fabric that you have to note, and when you are talking to the factory, that you know, hey, what kind of rPET are you using? What kind of, where is it coming from, and how sustainable are you?
And what's really cool about that is that if ever a factory says we do recycled polyester, you need some sort of certification, you need some sort of traceability for them to say where that came from. And you guys are part of the global recycling standards, which you can actually give official certification from the fabric that you supply to say that this is officially recycled material. But without a certification, anyone can just say that it's recycled material, but you have to have the certificates, right?
Yeah, and also when you are getting these kind of standards, it's very important to be sustainable. And since we are also a dyeing factory, it's very important to know how sustainable a factory is. For us, it's more like we have solar panels, air filters, water filters to prevent more pollution and CO2 emission. So that's more the sustainability part. And when you're looking for a factory, you also look for, hey, do they have solar panels? What's the contribution to the CO2 emission? So that's very important.
So the cool thing is that when you pick up these fabrics and you've got hundreds to choose from here, on the back side you can just see that this one is made of like recycled polyester, right? And this one feels very nice. But if it needs to be like a little bit more performance based, you've got this one which is 82% recycled polyester and 18% spandex, so you feel a much nicer stretch. And this material is actually plain white, and all polyester as it's made in its authentic color is actually white. And then if you want any custom pattern or colors, then you do the dyeing in-house as well, but all the natural material starts off white. Cool. And I imagine, like, when we were talking, I understand that you're a very big operation and a very big factory, so I would assume that you manufacture for some of the top brands in the world in the athletic wear space.
There's not much I can say about that.
I'm sure you're sort of tied to some sort of non-disclosure with these brands, but let's just say within the yoga space, I'm guessing that maybe some brands like Lululemon or Alo or brands like that.
Well, yeah, can't really say much about those. So
cool. And then within the sportswear, I'm sure you're working with some top guys as well. But if you work with a top 3 athletic brand in the world, blink twice.
Oh, how many times did I blink? But yeah, if you really need, if you need good fabric, if you got my suggestion as a miller and dyer, just not to promote myself, just being honest, if you have a quantity of around, let's say 1 ton, for clothing you would look at around, let's say 2,000 pieces, around that kind of clothing, you are better off looking for a fabric manufacturer and then look for a garment manufacturer. You can at least guarantee the quality of the fabric that you are using and for your clothing. Because sometimes when you're looking for a garment factory, you just say, okay, I want this t-shirt made, I want this jersey made. But the problem is they give a price. Well, of course, you want to negotiate the price. They will be saying, okay, no problem, we accept the price. But they cannot guarantee quality that you will get, because they also source the fabric from outside. Outside. And usually when you have a lower quantity than, let's say 1 ton, 1,000 kgs, they will source from ready-made stock instead of custom-made fabric. So in
That's
this way,
a very good point. So no one actually gets a consistency of supply. Like the bulk material that they get on their first order versus the second order versus the fifth order are all going to be a little bit different variations.
Yeah, because you're ordering from stock, so they might say, oh, I got 200 kgs from, let's say, stock 1. I got 200 kgs from stock 2. So even though you can get your kind of clothing done, but there's a different feeling quality.
Yeah.
So when you are ordering fabric directly from us, from Miller and from Dyer, you at least can get a quality for all your clothing, even if you are using different garment manufacturers. Let's say you use the same fabric to make pants and other ones you use to make jerseys, at least you can keep the quality of the fabric and make sure that they are recycled.
So I think it's really important that you can see the depth of knowledge that Calvin has within fabrics, right? And you can come to somewhere like the Canton Fair and you can find really good clothing manufacturers, but if you want to take it to the next level, and if you want more control in your supply chain, if you want eco-friendly materials, if you want top performance materials specifically for your market, then you have to be working directly with fabric manufacturers as well, making your own fabrics, right? And then supplying those fabrics directly to your manufacturers, rather than letting your manufacturers dictate what material you should be using. For anyone which wants to contact you guys directly, I'm going to put your contact information on screen so you can contact Calvin, and this is his WeChat and his email address. It's there. I'll also take a picture of that and flash it up on screen so to make sure it's clear. But Calvin, thank you so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure. We've learned a lot about materials, and thank you much for sharing your insights. Thank you so much, Clayton. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll see you guys.
See you guys. Where's the button usually at? On the left?
Let's just say it's down there, yeah.
Down here, remember to like and subscribe. And Kian, sourcing with Kian.
And turn on the bell to turn on notifications so you can stay up to date on the latest of top suppliers like these guys.
There we go. Thank you.
Guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
There's a lot of cool products that you can see at the Canton Fair, but it's also cool to test out the products as well. So I'm going to challenge my friend to a quick little game and we can really test out the product. Okay, so we really want to test the product. I got my friend Yu Peng here and we're going to have a little shooting competition. Who do you think is going to win?
Of course I am.
Oh, I think I got this, right? Let's see what happens. All right, let's go, bro. Got LeBron James over here. Oh, bro, you can't catch up. All right, so the final score, 41, is the winner. Unlucky, bro. Next time.
Okay.
You'll have a chance to beat me next time. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but actually I'm good at ping pong though.
Oh, ping pong. Okay, maybe we can find ping pong and try that as well. What's the FOB price on?
$61 US.
How much, sorry?
61.
$61 US.
Yes.
And where's your factory located?
Huizhou.
Huizhou.
Yes.
And how about the MOQ?
MOQ is 140 feet high container.
140 foot.
So about 680 sets.
So 680 sets and about $61. And you can do like personalized logo and branding and all that as well. That's James's card details. Contact my guy James if you want your basketball hoops. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Thank you. Guys, just a quick tip as well is that you're going to talk to many different suppliers here and you have an opportunity to ask any questions that you like, but the quality of your questions will determine the quality of your results. I've made a separate YouTube video of the top questions to ask at the Canton Fair and I'll link that up above as well. But I actually make my own like custom notepads where I like write notes, but I've also like the key questions I should be asking the supplier, I also write down here as well. If anyone wants a copy of this notepad and you're coming to the next Canton Fair, just drop me an email, hello@sourcingwithkian.com, and if I know with notice that you're coming to the Canton Fair, I'll make notepads for you guys as well. We'll do a meetup and I'll give you guys some notepads so you guys are equipped with the best questions to ask the suppliers at the Canton Fair. And these includes things like how many years have you been exporting your products, what certificates do you have, which markets do you supply, who are the biggest brands that you manufacture for within those markets, what new products have you got here at the Canton Fair. We talk about pricing, we talk about MOQ, and that's all listed here as well, and all with different strategies. So check out hello@sourcingwithkian.com, drop us an email, let us know if you want a notebook, and I've also got some trainings for you guys as well. I'll drop you a playlist if you email me of all the Canton Fair videos that I've made with training for you guys, and I'm putting together a special program for anyone who wants to take their Canton Fair training to the next level. That will be available in the description down below as well. Hey guys, so we're in the toys hall right now. It's not necessarily a category product that I'm involved in, but I just wanted to show you real quick what you can expect to see. And there's so many different booths here, right? But some of them are very, very good at advertising who they work with. So they put the logos of the brands. So up here you can see that this toy company manufactures for Disney, Walmart, Costco, Target, right? And why that's really good is that you know that they're capable of large scale production. If they're making toys for Target, right, chances are they're making hundreds of thousands of units for them. And why that's important is that means that they've achieved economies of scale. So if you do a toy, not the same, but if you do a toy which is similar to what they make for those brands, and you can maybe make some small modifications to it, then you can also benefit from that really low price point as well. And of course, like, we don't just take their word for it. I could also put a logo of Bed Bath & Beyond, Target, Walmart, all those guys, and just say I manufacture for them. I want to see what actually products they make, and I want to see it in the booth, and then I want to also go on the stores, the Amazon stores, the Walmart stores, and see those products and read the reviews and see what the negative points are, and then talk to the supplier and see how we can improve it. But we can get a lot of insights and information about what type of companies and what type of brands these guys manufacture for by them showing it at the booth as well. So that's just one thing to keep your eye out, because you're going to see hundreds of different booths, but I like to look for certifications, qualifications, factory audits, and then also brands they manufacture for as well, and then go inside and then ask more questions about that as well. And just another like little quick tip, if this is your first time coming to the Canton Fair and maybe you don't have like confidence to go in and like you're looking for toys, but you don't necessarily want to go straight into a toy booth, and you might make mistakes, you're not quite confident, you're not quite sure like what are the right questions to ask, go to a completely unrelated product field. Maybe go to baby, or go to pets, or go to sport or travel, or go to outdoor, and then ask your questions there, build up confidence, and then once you feel like I know how to talk to suppliers confidently, then go back to the category that you wanted to know more about, but you have that energy, you have that focus of being able to ask the right questions, and you've practiced the questions that we talked about in the notepad as well. So don't always dive straight into this to the first one that you want to talk to. Build up your confidence first, and then work with that supplier. All right guys, so we are in hall 4.2 right now, which is the hall for shoes, and I just want to show you how big this thing is, right? So you've got halls 1.2, 3.2, 4.2, 2.2, which all do shoes, all do footwear, right? So it could be sports shoes, it could be fashion shoes, it can be leather shoes, it could be sandals, it could be flip-flops. So many, every different types of shoes that you can imagine is here. So there's a lot of booths to see, and if you want to just get a better idea of it, you can walk right down the middle of the booth, or if you want to see every single supplier for shoes, you can walk lane by lane, and check every single booth. So depending on how much shoes you want to see, just either decide, right, I want to check the main halls, I'm going to walk down the middle, and I'm going to find the certain suppliers that I want to go back and talk to later, depending on what type of shoe they specialize in. Or if you're super into shoes, then you have hundreds, maybe if not thousands of booths to see, right? It's because you can see this is like row A, and it goes all the way down to row K, and per row there's about maybe 45 booths, and there's about maybe 20 rows, so there's maybe 400 booths specializing in shoe per hall, and then there's 4 halls, right? So we're talking about 1,600 different factories which make shoes, which you have at your disposal here at the Canton Fair. And that's so important, because these are all the top factories, these are the reliable factories that come here to do business with the big buyers. So you have access to the best factories, not only in China, but across the world, which come here to showcase their products. So that's why you definitely want to have a strategy of how to see these suppliers. Yeah, so Isaac and I got introduced to each other. We were both speaking at an event in Los Angeles in 2018. It was called NetCon by our good friend Simon Lerner, who put us in touch, and there was a lot of really top entrepreneurs at that event. And because we're both involved in the sourcing game, we just kind of kept in touch to help each other out. You know, whenever we had any questions about a product or a factory, we just jump on a call. And it's now cool. We've done multiple Canton Fairs together now as well. We've both visited factories all over the world, and we just want to
share our knowledge and insights with the rest of the world and educate people on sourcing and really help each other out as much as possible.
100%, yeah. I mean, you were literally my inspiration to get started in the content game and get everything moving. So I definitely owe it to you. And you know, when I was getting started, you know, I was looking up to you and everything that you were doing. And you've been at the Canton Fair like 20 times now. It's 25. Really 25. I'm so sorry. Oh, but it's great that we're able to. It really shows, like, we have each our own sourcing agencies, we work in the same space, but the space is, there's only so many of us that actually work here, so we all try to really stay friends, help each other out, and grow together.
I think it's really, really unique about our spaces that there's only like a few of us like doing what we do, but we all help and support each other. And you can see in other spaces, like when people sell like, e-com courses and information, they're all like battling each other in the comments and like talking shit about each other. But, ourselves and our good friend like Will Lasry as well, like whenever we get the opportunity, we just try and help each other out, make content together and really spread the message about helping people source in the most effective way possible, because I don't think this information is that regularly available. And you can see, like, with the people which consume your content, like Simon's Isaac's killing it in the short form game, TikTok, Instagram. The sourcing guy, definitely check him out. And he's also got his own company, imprintgenius.com, where you can go to get any of your own customized
merchandise and product sourcing services and all that.
Yeah, so definitely check them out. But yeah, I think our space is a really good one. We need to help keep it clean and just educate people as much as possible. So definitely check Isaac out on social media.
So we're here at the Canton Fair. What is your #1 tip for negotiating and getting best prices?
So I like to get the best price by finding the top manufacturers here and having a detailed specification sheet or a sample with me to get a price on what I'm looking for. And before I even negotiate, I want to talk to maybe 3 to 5 top suppliers. And once I get that range, I know what the market price is, and then I know how far I have to negotiate. But if I go to the first supplier and they say the price is $10 and I negotiate down to 8, I'm like, oh great, I just got 20% off, not knowing that other guys were 5 and 6. Then I might think I've done a good job, but I don't know how well I've done in negotiating once I've actually got a price from other suppliers and then work them off against each other. And the great thing about the fair is that they're all here under one roof. So literally in 15 minutes, we can get multiple prices about the exact same product and then negotiate from there.
How do you know if a factory is a good fit for you?
So I like to look at the certification that they have, because there's certification on the products and then there's certification on the factory. And on the factory, you'll see sometimes on the booths, you'll see ISO, you'll see BSCI, you'll see SEDEX, you'll see Disney audit, Walmart audit. And that just means that that company, that factory is manufactured for reputable brands, because reputable brands require those levels of certification. And if I see the certification on a booth, I don't just take their word for it, I ask them to actually see the documentation as well. And then to go further than that, once we decide what the products are that we're interested in, I would ask to see the CE certifications and Intertech lab certificates about the performance of that particular product as well. But the beautiful thing is that those factories are really present here at the Canton Fair. It can be quite hard to find those companies online, but here as you're walking past the booths, you can see the logos that you identify with. Cool, I like that, let's go, talk to them. And within a few minutes, you've got a top factory. Yes, so just came across a top footwear factory that manufactures for a lot of high street brands, a lot of big fashion brands across Europe, like the Kooples and Sandro and those other cool brands like that. And we came across a shoe like this, which is a very, very popular design that you might have seen across the internet. And I just really wanted to get into how a shoe like this is actually made, how much it costs, and what would be the MOQ on something like this. So Helena, nice to meet you. Thank you very much for taking the time. A shoe like this, right, I think it's interesting because obviously it's very fashionable, but it has many different complications to it, right? You have the mesh there, then maybe some like PU leather, real leather, different levels, different stitching, different cuttings. You have printing here as well. You have the rubber outsole. There's maybe like 7 different materials here and a lot of different pieces. So it must be quite complicated to manufacture a shoe like this. So first of all, what would be like the rough cost for a shoe like this to manufacture, FOB price?
Okay, for this one is around $25.
$25. And then what would be the MOQ for a new customer watching the video who's like, right, I'm interested to make a shoe like this? What would be the lowest trial order that you would accept from a new customer?
500 pairs per style, 2 colors.
Okay, so 500 pairs per style, and that could be split amongst a couple of colors, and then that's across a full size range as well, right? Yes, so adult size range from maybe size 6 to size 13, right?
Yes.
And then if they wanted any customization to the shoe as well, you can make any designs for the client. Do you have an in-house design team where the client can give their suggestions and you can do the design, or does the client need to come to you with all their design ideas?
Yes, we have our own designer and develop room. We have our team, yes. We can develop samples according according to the design file.
Amazing. And then what's the most expensive part of a shoe, which a lot of people might not realize, is actually the sole of the shoe, right? And if you want a custom designed sole, like on the bottom of that, you have to create a mold for the shoe, and you have to create a mold per size as well. So a mold can cost as much as, what, over $1,000 per size, is that right?
Yes, yes. For this also is super expensive. The mold cost is high.
So it depends like how complicated the sole is, how complicated the mold will be. And if you're doing like 6 or 7 different sizes, then you have like many different molds to make. But that's also a good barrier to entry, because if you have a new design, no one can really copy your design because they're not going to spend $20,000 on their molds to then make the same sole. So that's quite cool. And how is the shoe actually constructed together? Is that by stitching or is that by glue?
Glue.
So you actually like cut and sew and stitch the upper of the shoe, and then you make the bottom in the mold, and then you was it injection that you put together to then create the glue that lasts. So it's by 2 different machines that are grouped together, and,
yes.
and they're glued before, and then they're like heat pressed, right?
Yes.
How long would they be glued for and then dried before the shoe is ready to be packed and used?
Actually, we have few time like process before the molding. Like around every process is around few minutes. Yeah, it depends on different styles.
Oh, so just a few minutes. So for other shoes that you have here, like, you know, leather shoes and office shoes and stuff like that, your factory is capable of making like many different styles of fashion shoes, right? Yeah. Really anything. You can just send your own ideas and designs, or any ideas of shoes from other brands that you like, send it to you, Helena, and then you can quote a price for the customer. Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool. So this is Helena's name card, and I'll take a photo of that and flash it up on screen so you guys can see it clearly. And on the back side, you can see a lot of the brands that they work with as well. But Helena, thank you so much for taking the time to educate us on how shoes are made, and wish you a very successful Canton Fair.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise, thank you. Hey guys, so I hope you enjoyed that video of the Canton Fair, just showcasing what you can achieve while you're here. If you want to find out more, just click the link down below and you're going to see a lot more videos like this, plus some free training, some free guides and stuff like that. If you have any questions about the Canton Fair, email me hello@sourcingwithkian.com and I'll be there to answer your questions. I'll also be doing a meetup at the next Canton Fair as well. So if you are interested to come to the next one or you want to learn more, definitely hit me up by email. Thanks guys, have a successful fair, and I hope you enjoyed the video. All the best.